Hello, everybody. I'm Shannon Stewart. I'm coming at you live with my 2 cents. Blending 101. 101. 101. It makes 101 when I do that. Today, I busted out my lab coat. I was like, I'm going to go be a mad scientist with all of my friends on our team page here. And we're going to talk about blending today. Okay, first and foremost, stop overthinking. Are you an overthinker? Are you one that goes, I don't know, is this going to smell good? I don't know. Let me show you guys something. This is my favorite blending bowl. Do you see how ginormous that is? You guys, I dump whole cartons, just boom, boom, boom. Okay? So stop overthinking. Dump those cartons. Mix it together. If your nose says, this smells so good, try it out. Put it in your warmer and see, ask your family, ask your friends that come by, say, what do you think of this? You know, if you're too scared and you don't want to dump full cartons, don't worry, I get you. I got it. Those are expensive. We want to make sure it smells good together, okay? But stop overthinking and just start using your nose to smell the fragrances. Hold them together. If you have ever seen me at my sprinkle bar, you know, I always tell the customers, hey guys, I'm the professional. Let me hold it for you. I just want you to smell it. And I'll take 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and I'll stick it under their nose and I'll say, what do you think? Do you like it? And they say, well, do you like it? And I say, well, I love it. But that's my nose. I want you to enjoy what you're smelling. I want you to love what you're getting. And I will tell you guys, not everything smells great together, okay? There are some that people have done, and I'm like, I say, if you get the side eye from me, you sure about that? Why don't you smell that again? Let's do that again, friends. And I'll suggest to them something different. So like, for example, if they take apple pumpkin butter and Manly Man, I don't know if that smells good together, but it just sounds, in my brain, it sounds terrible. But if they say, oh no, I love that smell together, I'm like, you sure about that? Smell that again. And then I might say, let's try cinnamon with it. Let's try some candied cinnamon apples with that. How about some pumpkin bread with that, or farmhouse cider, whatever. Anything but Manly Man, right? Because maybe Manly Man's going to be terrible with that. Okay, but be honest with them. Okay, have fun with it. I do. I have fun. Okay, guys, it's getting too hot. I got to take the lab coat off. I have fun with it. And I tell people, if I give you the side eye, you want to re-smell that. Okay? So have fun with it while you're blending. And even if you're live blending and somebody says something crazy, you can do that to them. Go, you sure about that? Let's try it. And then smell it. And if it's good, if it's genuinely good, tell them, oh my gosh, I'm so shocked. But if it's gross, tell them, say, I don't think you're going to like it. No, let's not do that. Okay. So if your nose likes it, blend it. Another cool thing that we have learned over the years, and actually Kelly Gaines taught us this, if the colors look good together, it's going to blend nice together. Okay. So think about how things look when you partner them up. How do all these look when I'm matching them? You're noticing all the fall smells? I'm going to mix later today all 6 of these. This is the Hobby Lobby blend, okay? Now, I do not have cinnamon spice in at the moment, so I am going to temporarily, for my nose, mix it with candied cinnamon apples. But when my cinnamon spice comes in, I'm going to add cinnamon spice back to it, and we're going to blend it like that, okay? And we have a group here on the team page that is Recipe Graphics. Feel free to use them. Feel free to tweak them. Feel free to change the name if you don't like the name of something somebody picked. Not offended, okay? Feel free to plug it into ChatGPT and say, make it better. I want a better graphic. I don't like Shannon's graphic, all right? I promise I'm never going to be offended. I'm not one of those people that gets upset about that. If you don't like, there's only one that I will ask you to never change. And it's just the name. And it's because it is fall harvest. Candied cinnamon apple, farmhouse cider, pumpkin bread, warm apple pie, all mixed together. I've been selling that for years. The year candied cinnamon apple, I need to go back and look. The year that candied cinnamon apple came out as a paisley pick is the first year I made that. That has been my number 1 seller year after year after year after year. At every festival that I do, you guys, I will have totes of that pre-filled and ready to go. because I know it sells well and it's great. And if you change the name, there are people out there, I promise you, that are very familiar with this blend of Fall Harvest. Pink Zebra threw us a loop in one year. They did a Fall Harvest and I was like, whoa, whoa. I had to tell all my customers, that is not the same. That is not the one that I've been blending for years. It was totally not the same smell at all. It was more of a bakery, sweet, not so spicy. It was a good smell, don't get me wrong, but it was not the Fall Harvest that they were looking for. So other than that, you guys change to your heart's desire. That's the only one I beg you not to change, please, because why? It's so good. It's so good, right? Again, I'm telling you guys, colors usually match. So when you're looking at them, if aesthetically you would say, oh, I would wear clothes that, are these colors, or I would pair this up, is decor, home decor. Think about that. If it's like light purple and orange, I don't know about that. Maybe test it out. I do know there are the Red Hat Society ladies out there that do purple and red, so you can't even go with that. But look at it. If it looks good and it smells good to you, blend it, okay? If you're not sure what to name the fragrance, don't get hung up on that. Just put Warm Apple Pie Farmhouse Cider. Write it on the bag. You don't have to have a fancy label every time you make one. And you guys, this is not fancy. I plugged it into ChatGPT, said, ChatGPT, make me a black and white label for my thermal printer. And it did. And they put all my pzshannon.com on them. So any that I share in the graphic album, I take my stuff off of. I do not do it with the black and whites because you guys can easily go make that. That's easy. That's an easy fix. Plug it into ChatGPT and say, I need this black and white round so I can print it on my thermal label. That's all I do with any graphics that I ever throw in there that's a recipe. That's all I have it do. And it makes it perfect for me every time. So you don't have to have those labels either. You can use a Sharpie marker and write Hobby Lobby on the bag, or a blue pen, or whatever floats your boat, whatever color marker you want to use. You don't have to have those decals. I can tell you at festivals, I use a Sharpie marker. My pre-filled bags, they are ready to roll. There's my Fall Harvest. You guys, this is my #1 seller year after year after year after year. I strongly recommend you make some of that. Marshmallow Fireside has been a huge, huge, huge hit. I have people all the time asking me, can you get me Marshmallow Fireside? And I'm like, yeah, from Bath & Body Works. They're like, yeah, Fireside Vanilla and Marshmallow. Boom, shakalaka. You're good to go, okay? Laundry Day. This is my #1 seller for clean. They say, I want a clean laundry smell. Yes, honey, thank you. If they want a clean laundry smell, this is it. And this is why I bought extra Island Breeze before it. Excuse me, I'm out here. So please. Sorry. So sorry. It's okay. Always happens. I bought Island Breeze before it went and got discontinued because this is my #1 seller. It is Fresh Air Care Plus, Island Breeze, and Laundry Fresh. And I call it Laundry Day. So it's amazing, you guys. And once you get familiar with your customers, you know what's going to sell. Another example, I do a blueberry festival. Every year they come and say, what's your blueberry festival blend? Every festival that I do has its own blend. And you notice it says 2026. So it's kind of like their souvenir. They come and they pick it up from me. I've got one for the Apple Festival. I've got one for the Covered Bridge Festival. Covered Bridge Festival is never the same. I don't make it until it's almost time to be at the Covered Bridge Festival. Unless if the ladies come and see me at the Blueberry Festival. I do have ladies that come and see me and they'll say, oh, can we help you make it? And I'm like, yes, you can. You guys, being creative and having your customers join in with you to help create these fragrances is what sets us apart from other fragrance companies. When you go buy other fragrance companies, you get what you get. With us, you get to be creative and you get to come up with your own custom blend. You get to name it whatever you want. There have been times where a customer has come up and helped me create something and I'll go, oh, we're going to call that Carrie's blend. And if her name's Carrie, she'll say, no, I don't want to call it that. And I'm like, okay, well then you have to help me name it. Okay. And so we have fun and we get creative and it's a memory that they're going to have. And then guess what? Next year they're going to come and they're going to get the Blueberry Festival and they're going to say, oh, can you make Carrie's blend again? And odds are I'm going to go, can you help me remind me what it smelled like? And then they'll say it and I'll go, oh, here, we've got this, and this. Let's give it a try, right? So it's fun. Our booth, our lives, our however, wherever you're selling your home parties are all interactive. Engage with your customers and let them help you create a blend. If you are just doing a one-on-one with a friend that comes over, they better be sticking their nose in your sprinkles and they better be helping you come up with blends, right? Have fun with it. Show them how much fun you are having with Pink Zebra. Okay. So today, after I get off the live, I am going to blend up some Hobby Lobby for a customer who asked me for that. Don't be afraid to put them in these blending bags. I love what Sherry did. Sherry has smaller containers that she puts her blends in, and I think she said they have 2 bags per. That is a fantastic way. For me, at my festival, especially the 4 upcoming that I have, they are fast. They are very fast. So I like to have mine pre-filled. You can put them in a carton. Y'all know I have them in a carton too so that people can smell them. These will be sitting at my sprinkle bar. I'll have the Velcro thing on them and they'll be able to smell the Royale. What's the Royale, you ask? Well, it is Denim and Cotton, California Boy, Aqua Blue, and Cool Blue all mixed together. And I was able to get my hands on 2 of the mystery boxes at Reunion that had 3 cartons, a diffuser oil, and a bag of sprinkles for $20. You do the math, friends. I bought 2 of those. I don't usually buy that kind of stuff there. But for that price, I couldn't let it go. So then I created the Royale. And that is the blend basically of all the fragrances that were in there. The only thing I didn't add was the bags of Lumberjack because I was like, I don't think it needs it. Smell the things, put them together, have somebody else smell them too, and say, does it need something else? Is it good like this? If you're not sure, put it in your melter. You add it to a melter. Words are hard today, you guys. Put it in a simmer pot or a simmering light and melt it and see what you think. Okay, leave it, let it linger. See, is it filling the room with fragrance? Is it missing something? You can tweak it. You can always come back and tweak it. Okay, the Royale originally was going to be an Aquaman, and my son actually got creative with me and helped me with this. And he goes, Mom, stop thinking blue. You're just focused on the blue. And I was hyper focused on the blue color. And he said, no. He goes, Mom, this smell is giving me like a nice concert. He goes, not like smelly, sweaty, gross concert. He goes, like a really cool concert that you're at. And he's like, the whole room, I can smell this in the room. And I literally Googled the Royale, and that's where I got the graphic for it. That's where I showed it to him, and he was like, yes, Mom, that's exactly what I was thinking. I've never been to the Royale. I don't know enough about the Royale, but while he was feeding me what he imagined the fragrance blend was going to be, it just came to me. I was like, I feel like there's a concert hall called the Royale that's kind of maybe fancy. I don't know. I didn't know. It sounded fancy. But ChatGPT, when I plugged it in and I gave it the things that I wanted it to look like, that's where I came up with my graphic for it. And Julian was like, nailed it. Yes, Mom, that's it. He goes, stop just thinking about Aquaman and blue. He goes, you got to think outside the box. I love it when my kids jump in and help me with this stuff. It's a lot of fun. So I've got Blueberry Festival. I showed you guys these. There's a few of these that I do. Mystery Man is one of them. Mystery Man is never the same because he's mysterious, right? So he's the Mystery Man. And what is in Mystery Man, you ask? All kinds of stuff. It's got the Royale in it. It's also got some Noir Blanc. It's got some Luxe Comfort. It's got just a bunch of manly smells. I literally just took like all the bits and pieces that I had left of some manly smells, and I dumped them in a bowl and I mixed them together. And guess what? If I have a little bit of something left, odds are I'm going to dump it in here and shake it up. And that's Mystery Man. He's always something different, but it's always a very deep, rich, heavy man smell. Okay. I do the same thing with straight out of Nana's kitchen, y'all. Nana is hood. She's straight out of Nana's kitchen. It is always all of like the bakery. Now the base is usually the same. The base is always a sugar cookie, a funfetti cake batter. And then I might have a couple scoops left of some pumpkin, or I have a couple scoops left of apple, or I try not to do anything that's like over the top strong. Like I wouldn't put a ton of cinnamon in it because then it's going to overpower it. I literally want straight out of Nana's kitchen to smell like my Nana's house when I was growing up. If you guys know, we had one at Reunion that was a gingerbread. I thought I had a straight out of Nana's Kitchen over here with me. I guess I don't. We had a gingerbread at Reunion when we were doing the fragrance wand testing, and I started crying. And Cassie was sitting next to me and she was like, "Are you okay?" And I go, "Oh my gosh, this is my grandma's house. This is my grandma's kitchen. Like my Nana." So Nana's Kitchen, straight out of Nana's Kitchen, is very special to me because my Nana was always baking. She was always cooking. Her house either smelled like baked goods or it smelled like peppers and onions or bacon. Because that's what my Nana always was cooking. She was always baking something, and then peppers, onions, and bacon was always thrown into something that we had at dinner or lunch or whatever. She was always cooking all the time. So when I smelled that gingerbread, I don't know, you guys, fragrances evoke memories. And when you can blend a memory, and like my straight out of Nana's Kitchen is my Nana, straight up my Nana's house. When you can create that and you can share that with your customer, odds are your customers are going to have a Nana or a grandma or a granny or a Gigi or whatever they call her, who they're going to be able to relate that to. And they're going to smell that and go, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm there with you." Okay. Another one that I absolutely love and I love to blend with is Grape Popsicle. Grape Popsicle, when it very first came out, I smelled it and I called my mom. I go, "Mom, do you remember when I was 4 and I got grounded from gum?" It's a true story. She goes, "I totally remember that, but why do you remember that?" I go, "Oh my gosh, because you grounded me from Grape Hubba Bubba and I was really sad." She goes, "I was so mad at you. You left the house at 4 years old, walked down the road, like a couple blocks down. We lived in the hood. A couple blocks down the road, crossed a busy street, went to the drugstore that was there, and brought home a pack of gum." She goes, "I didn't know if you paid for it. I didn't know if you stole it." By the way, I didn't steal it. Somebody else paid for it. Because, when you're a little kid, you put the stuff on the counter and they give it to you in a bag. Well, the guy behind me paid for it because he was like, "Come on, kid, get out of my way." And I was like, "I don't have money." So he paid for it. So anyway, I blew a big bubble. It got in my hair. My mom had to put peanut butter in my hair, and I had hair down to my tush. I was very long hair. Peanut butter, anyway, the whole point is, that took me back to that memory. And then I started mixing it with I Love Watermelon. And I was like, "Oh, it smells like Nerds." And it like, that one took me back to like 5th and 6th grade. I'm smelling it. And I'm like, "Oh man." I remember getting those little packets of Nerds and they were split down the middle and it was grape here and it was watermelon here and you could mix them together. It was so much fun. Create those memories when you're blending. If you can do that, you can sell Pink Secret all day long. I get very excited and very emotional when I start blending because so many of our fragrances pull me to a place where I go, "Oh, I haven't thought about that in so long. That was such a long time ago, but I remember that." And it makes me so happy. And, the people that are still in my life from that time, I connect with them and say, "Man, do you remember that?" And they're like, "Oh my gosh, yes." Okay. So like California Boy, anytime I mix anything with California Boy, it makes me think of taking my kids' school clothes shopping because we would go into the dang mall and that darn store. They always thought they had to go buy those $85 t-shirts at Hollister, and I would let them go in and look. And then we would go down to the other store and we would buy their shirts at PacSun. So, but it was a good memory. It was a good memory where I'm taking my kids and we're having a good time together. If you can blend and create those memories, you're golden. You're golden, my friends. I want to share another one with you, and I don't even think I brought it over here. It is called Merry Christmas. And I always say to people, if you wake up on Christmas Day and your house doesn't smell like this, you're doing it wrong. And I laugh and I joke, but it's true. It's aspen pine, cinnamon spice vanilla air care plus, and warm apple pie. You need to be able to smell that Christmas tree, and there needs to be some baked goods smelling, right? Not over the top, not anything crazy, just Christmas morning. And so that one is called Merry Christmas, and that's a fan favorite. I have people year after year that come and buy that from me. They love it. They're like, "I need your Christmas," or Christmas on the farm. You guys, farmhouse cider, cinnamon spice, aspen pine. As soon as my cinnamon spice comes in, I'll be mixing that too. That one is a big, huge fan favorite. If you can create that and you can come up with those blends, stop overthinking, trust your nose, trust a friend's nose if you don't trust yours. Make these blends happen. Create this and repeat. Blend, sell, repeat. Blend, sell, repeat. That's what we're supposed to do, you guys. But if you're genuine and you're really creating those memories, I mean, think about it when you were a kid on Christmas morning, right? Wasn't it so much fun? Think about like a fall day. Like I smell fall harvest or sweater weather. Sweater weather, you guys. Oh, my Lanta. I know I have sweater weather. Sweater weather, not only does it make me think of Saturday Night Live, but it makes me think of when I was in kindergarten and I was walking to school and I can see myself kicking through the rustling leaves and I can feel my warm sweater that I'm wearing. And I probably had a pair of mittens because I live in Indiana and you never knew if it was going to snow on a fall day, right? But sweater weather, every year, I always put flannel blanket and rustling leaves. Always has to be in there. Ask Sherry Bresky. She knows. She'll say, Shannon, have you done sweater weather yet? And I'm like, well, we all know it's going to have rustling leaves and flannel blanket because those two take me back to that time in kindergarten where I had to walk to school uphill both ways in the snow, you know, and I can see myself just kicking through the leaves and sweater weather, Saturday Night Live, right? I love that episode. Sweater weather. I'm so excited. It's sweater weather season. And I always say that when my customers come to my booth or when I'm creating it or if I'm live and I'm talking about it. It's sweater weather season. It's sweater weather. Sweater weather. Have fun with it, you guys. Create some fragrances. I want to hear fragrances that y'all have been creating. I want to hear that emotional blend that you've done. I want you guys to like dig deep and come up and create some awesome stuff. I hope this has been helpful. If you ever have questions about blending, ask. But you guys, please, please, please go look at the recipe album that we have here. Scroll all the way to the bottom because unfortunately it keeps the oldest one at the top and then goes to the bottom for the new ones. Scroll down and check out the new ones because I don't think it gives you a notification when I add to the album, but I'm constantly adding to the album. So you'll go in there and you'll see that I just added some new ones. Like I said, ChatGPT adds my pzshannon.com every time I do a graphic, and y'all, the black and white ones are easy to do. All right. You guys have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend. Oh, I know one other thing I wanted to tell you guys. Don't be afraid when you go to for example, I'm going to do Hobby Lobby, but right now I don't have cinnamon spice yet. I had to order it. I don't have it in yet. Try it with candied cinnamon apple. If you're like, oh man, I can't make that recipe because I don't have, if you don't have warm apple pie, but you've got spiced apple butter, swap it out for that. Start thinking and start using your nose and help yourself blend. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to let you go because I've talked too long. All right. My 2 cents, blending 101.